fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. Scance Rants coming in. He says, no, he just don't got no heart. Oh, man. St. Don, evening, Kurt, and Scance Rants. Heavyweight legend. Come on, Kurt. That's clickbait. Narrative leading question. Give the bloke a break. It's easy to criticize from our sofas. Heavyweight legends. You may have a point there. I mean, Jermaine Franklin was a tough opponent. And he showed you how tough he was against Dillian White. So I can get you on that. I'm actually on my way on a road trip. So I'm just getting prepared. And I just ate lunch. So King Mike Hall in the building. What up, Kurt? Y'all smash that like button for my homie. Please obey King Mike Hall. I think it's hard to look good against Franklin. Omandi, I don't know. Franklin is a tough character. And you know, Franklin was always ready to let his hands go. But he had to let them go at a certain part, in a certain position. Okay? He's shell-shocked, Kurt. Bobby Collins, what's up, brother? Salute. Yeah, man. Get all these out. Get all these out. Okay, let's see. Let's see where we at, guys. Let's see. AJ needs to get that Warriors mindset on him. He needs to realize that no coach can put that back in his head. Big walk, counterpunch to you. Member! Well, you got a point there, man. You know, like, you're going to have to want it. But I do like, and I'll say this, I like the idea of Joshua right after that fight. Like, hey, I can't wait to get back to Texas. Shit, he might as well buy a house in Texas if he's going to do all that. Because if he has plans to keep on with Derek James, which that's what I believe that's happening. They've got the victory, so I don't think there's no need to leave. My question is, what would have happened if they would have lost? Would he still be with Franklin? How do you think Wilder would match up against Franklin? That would be bad for Franklin. That would be bad for Franklin. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, see, Wilder's a guy, you ain't got to worry about him fighting on the inside. Because he's not one of those guys to deal with anyway, or to try to show something different, or try to learn something. He wants to hit you with that right hand. That equalizer people talk about, it has to be real. You know? Because Wilder has the height on him. The same way I see Wilder beating Franklin is the same way I see Wilder beating Andy Ruiz. Okay? Because I think, because at the end of the day, those guys, but I think those guys have a similar enough style for it to be lose-lose for Jermaine Franklin. Because all Wilder's looking for, set up that hand and BOW! That's it. AJ should fight either Dillian White or Michael Hunter next. You know what? Michael Hunter would be a very bad choice for AJ. Because Michael Hunter's a real good fighter, man. People overlook Michael Hunter. You know, I seen that Michael Hunter Usyk fight, and that was damn good. I mean, damn good, man. You know, no BS. It was good. So, yeah, I think it was pretty good. What am I missing? What am I missing? Let's see what we got here. Fury is lucky he waited for this. He's going to fight a shell of the real Joshua. Well, I'll put it this way. If a fight gets made very quickly between Tyson Fury and AJ, it's all been because of design. And that reflects what he didn't want is that Usyk fight. Because you don't want the guy with the momentum. You don't want the guy with the tricky, fast hands. And, you know, you don't want all that. He wants somebody easy so he can appear better. See, all that, you know, TBE and stuff like that Floyd created, that's all propaganda. That's all perception. Because it's not that the fact that these guys are so good, it's the opponents aren't that good. So it makes them look a lot better than they really are. Let's just call a spade here. You know? Getting everything ready to go. I have to do some stuff. You know, a lot of people say, why don't you just do this full time? And I'm like, the funny thing is, I forget that sometimes I don't. Okay. All right. All right. Give Derek James time, but Joshua looks like he's trying to turn into Vlad. Yeah, I agree on that one. This cat looks like he looks like the black Vlad. Black Vlad. That's what he looks like. Definitely. Trying to find my my shades. Okay. Well, I guess they're in the car, I hope. I believe. Damn. All right. Good. Finally something handheld. Let's see. Right. Yeah, I got to make some tracks. All right, now where was I? Okay. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is so retarded. I just love how these. Now, about over a year ago, I decided to buy a phone, and I wanted it to be like a pretty good size phone, like a Note. So I got a Note, and then you can't put it in your pocket, it's too big. You can't put it up on any stands. So yeah, it's more trouble than what it's worth. Franklin should fight Chisora, Pulev, or Jarrell, and Jared Anderson next. I would stay away from Jared Anderson because Jared Anderson is a guy that has something to prove. You know, he's one of those guys that, you know, he's fought two of the top heavyweights, you know. Now, if he was a competitor, he would. But fighting someone like Jared Anderson, no. Because not only he would probably take an ass whooping, maybe, but there's no reward for it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the idea, but for Jermaine Franklin, he's got that much success. He's not to a point where he needs to be fighting guys like Jared Anderson right now. He's in that part of his career where he should fight all the others. So he lost to Dillian White. He lost to Anthony Joshua. Maybe Pulev. Pulev would be a good winnable fight for him. You know, I would like Jermaine Franklin to fight someone like Andy Ruiz. But see, Andy Ruiz, you know, he had a win over AJ and a win over Ortiz and Chris Arreola. So he's had 3 wins back to back. I don't see him wanting to fight Jermaine Franklin. The only reason I would see him fighting Jermaine Franklin is Jermaine Franklin beat a champion and is currently a champion. That would be the only reason. So they're in the same kind of boat when it comes to, you know, preference of who they should be fighting. Understand, Joshua wasn't in there to KO Franklin. He was in there to try his engine for 12 rounds and try different things. Derek James playing chess, not checkers. Well, that's good. Let's hope that's what that was. I don't think AJ was pursuing a knockout. No, I mean, I seen him come on a little bit and land a few combinations here and a few there, but other than that, though, I really didn't see him, you know, step it up a bit. I didn't. I was hoping that he would do that later in the rounds, but he didn't. So that is somewhat believable, what you're saying. I mean, I could buy that. You know, I could buy that. Franklin's a gatekeeper level fighter. He's solid and doesn't have the skills to get past the veteran tricks. AJ pulled to control the distance and fight. King Mike Hall, yeah, he put a Vladimir Klitschko. See, Klitschko don't like you. He's exactly like Klitschko, bro. Like, even whenever Jermaine Franklin made it difficult for him to keep that distance, Joshua looked out of place. He didn't look like he was sure of himself. He didn't look like he was comfortable in that particular situation. That's why he was stiff-arming Franklin like, hey, stay the fuck back until I want you to stay back. Oh, you're coming too close now. Too close, man. Jab and grab. Jab and grab. I'm sick of hearing about Dillian White. He's a shot fighter that put in a terrible performance against Fury. Yep, that was bad, you know. But you got to give it to Fury, because Fury is like him matchmaking. Now I see why they called out Joshua, because they wanted Joshua at his worst. See, when Tyson he came back in the sport 5 years ago now, he knew not to get in there with Anthony Joshua. They turned that shit down then. They turned it down. Then he went with Frank Warren and got all those damn tune-up fights. So he got a couple tune-ups and he fought Wilder. Then he signed an ESPN contract and he was still with Frank Warren along with Bob Arum now. And he got a couple more tune-up fights. So Tyson got what he wanted. You know, Tyson just knew he was better than Deontay. But I think he questioned himself about Joshua, because he was like, okay, if you guys want me to fight this big tree trunk neck, muscle-bound Dalsa, you're going to have to get me in some tune-up fights. I want 4 of them. And, you know, Eddie Hearn was like, no, you're not taking 4 tune-up fights, you know. Miller would be a good fight. Miller would be a good fight. Miller would be a good fight for Joshua and Franklin. I would want to see them both, you know. But one thing about Miller, you know, he's not a local hater. You know what I mean? He's not a local hater. And what I mean by that is he supported the American fighter, you know, and he seen what was going on in that fight. But to be fair, I don't really see retard. I don't really see people talking too much about Jermaine Franklin. Does he have all the skills in the world? No, he doesn't. But does he have heart? Yeah, he showed he had heart. He showed he has determination. You know, basically, this is what Franklin showed people. Franklin showed people that he was tough. Franklin showed people that he had some thick skin. He had some boxer made skin. You know, he didn't swell too bad, despite the jabs that he took. You know, and the little jabs that Franklin threw bloodied up the nose of Joshua. And Joshua was looking like he looked against Povetkin, if you guys can remember the last win of his career before he took his first loss. Povetkin had him pretty much so, right? But no, he definitely looked good. You know, he looked like he was, and he showed the similarities of someone that has heart. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me give you a backstory. I love to give guys backstories about previous boxers, living or dead, but once was a champion and a king in that ring. Let's talk about Arturo Gatti for a minute. Arturo Thunder Gatti, okay? You looking strong, Kurt. Appreciate you, brother. It's just a shirt. It's just a shirt, man. AJ was looking like RoboCop. Yeah, he was. You don't want to get trouble. Danger, danger, too fast, too close. Murphy. But no, back to Arturo Gatti, man. Arturo Gatti was a legend in there. Okay, Arturo Gatti, I think he had 7 losses. You know, he lost to Oscar De La Hoya, mighty Ivan Robinson, the tough Philly fighter. He lost twice to him, but almost took him out both times. He lost to Angel Manfredi, which was a good fight. Carlos Baldemir, the Creep. You know, he lost to him. That was his last fight. That's 5. He lost to Mickey Wad, right? But he had some great fights. Teron Mollett, when he came back with Buddy McGirt, which was a very good fight. Joey Gamache was a massacre. You know, Gabe Ruelas. You know, Gotti was around a long time, guys. But Gotti was a heart, and it's not even the fact that he was his best fighter. It was the fact that he gave it what he gave it. He left his soul in there. He showed his heart by leaving his soul in there. You know, I watch him and Ward. I watch them too. I watch those guys get in there, and they show you something that boxing's supposed to be. That's the sport that I love. That Arturo Gatti. No, he ain't gonna win every fight. Yes, he's gonna bleed like a stuffed Irish pig, but he's gonna show you what he has, and he's gonna try. You know, he's gonna show you the effort. He's gonna show you what he can do. That's all you expect from any fighter. You know, let me tell you something, guys. Slothfulness is a sin for a reason, because even God don't like sorry ass people. Okay, that's why. Half-ass doing stuff. Do it the best of your ability. That's what Jermaine Franklin showed. He didn't have much ability, but what he had, he showed. That's the important thing. So, you know, okay, take Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, we know lacks ability. But what did he show us against fighting Tyson Fury? He didn't quit. He went out on his shield, and you was going to knock his ass out before it happens. That's what he did. He didn't show pussy. He didn't show lack of confidence. You seen lack of skill and all that other stuff. But what else did you see that overshadowed all of that? Heart. He showed you, like, look, I might not be the best, but with what I got, I'm going to give you a test. Bars. That's what he showed you. And that's what he showed you. That's why he got, oh, man. That's why he showed you that. And he showed people and made people respect him. Like, yo, this guy got heart. You know what I mean? So that, looking at all these fights, it don't matter if you win or lose. A lot of people asked me after Joshua got beat the first time, they say, well, what if Ruiz beats him again? If he beats him again, is he finished? And I replied like this: it depends on how he loses. Will he lose by dropping Andy Ruiz again, and Andy Ruiz eventually catches up with him like he did the first fight and stops him, but he does everything that he tried to do to stay in there? Well, you can't say a guy is finished unless he wants to be finished. You know, society can't make a decision on someone that's showing their absolute best and putting their best foot forward to get out of there and to stay gone. No, unless you just suck. And Joshua does not suck, okay? It's just we've seen so much of Joshua, people, to the point we've seen him in these Vladimir Klitschko fights and Povetkin fights and, you know, chess matches like Joe Joyce and, you know, Charles Martin flattening him, and Dominique Brazil when he was undefeated, taking him out in 7 rounds. So we've seen so much of Joshua, you know, Dillian White when he was undefeated. You have to remember, these are all undefeated guys. Joseph Parker, Dillian White, Dominique Brazil. Alexander Povetkin only had 1 loss, and that was to Vladimir Klitschko, a guy that he beat. So listen, look at what Joshua has already done. And 3 of those guys that I mentioned all had belts. WBA for Klitschko, IBF for Charles Martin, WBO for Joseph Parker. So these guys, he's fought for a reason. He's become champion again and again and again. Now he's not champion no more. Now he's got a new trainer. That's always a kind of, you know, fill out type of situation. I expect Joshua to get better the next fight, but I expect Joshua to look better based on the matchmaking. Let's talk about that for a minute. Before I talk about the matchmaking, let's get out some of these comments. Funny, Vlad had to change his early style after he got starched by Lamont Brewster, Ross Purity, and Corey Sanders. Absolutely. That's why he ended up going to Emmanuel Stewart. All the Fury haters always say Vlad would beat him in the rematch, but how? See, the problem too, man, Vlad didn't have Emmanuel Stewart no more. Emmanuel was gone, bro. I think Emmanuel Stewart's been dead like 11 years. He's been dead 11 years now. And he was gone, you know. I think it was 2012, right? So it was, when did he pass? Yeah, October 25th, 2012. So he didn't have Emmanuel Stewart. I don't know who was training him at that point, but I don't know. Kurt, your facial expressions make me laugh. Okay. Anthony Joshua doesn't really have that dog in him. Let's be real. He doesn't like to scrap. What I seen yesterday, he does not like exchanges. No, he does not. He does not like exchanges. He does not like the idea of getting hit. Like a lot of fighters didn't like it, but, you know, they should respect it. And I don't think he did that, you know. Anthony Joshua is gone. If he mistakenly gets in the ring with either Fury or Wilder, he will be retired permanently with a good beatdown. Let me tell you something about Wilder. Wilder ain't beating nobody up. He's knocked people out. So if he fights Wilder, he might get stretched. Because, see, Wilder's thinner and he's always been faster, I feel. I just think he's not a combination guy. He's just a one-hitter-quitter kind of guy. He throws that punch, but that punch each time is very dangerous. So you have to avoid it at all costs. Even Joe Joyce was like, I don't like to get hit with that shot. I don't want to get hit. Keep your eyes on the road. Michael M. Oh, yeah, man, I'm on the interstate. I'm doing well. Compare the UK. Yes, true. You mean he's not really fired up or like a killer? No, I don't see. He's like, I don't think AJ really took this fight like he should. Big Wah. Franklin and Ruiz would be an interesting fight. Similar styles, but Ruiz got popped. Well, I mean, Ruiz is okay. I'm going to tell you something about Andy Ruiz, though. Andy Ruiz throws illegal shots, bro. He throws wide shots. Now, how intentional are they? Only he knows, okay? Him and the big man upstairs. But a lot of his shots, bro, are illegal. The shot he caught Ortiz with, from all 3 of those knockdowns, were all behind the head shots. Every one of those shots was illegal. And like looking at the Joshua fight, looking at the Ortiz fight, Andy, like, I don't see Andy having a really good, I mean, Chris Arreola took his shots, but he didn't really hit Chris, you know, with like illegal blows, because Chris was fighting him at a distance. That's the way you fight Andy Ruiz. You don't fight him up close, because he's going to throw those wide ass punches and they're going to hit anywhere around the head that the referee will allow. If the referee don't see it, he's going to be it. Bars. AJ will drop his muscle mass, as that is what attracts the sponsorship and fanboys. Maybe. He needs to stop being a brand and start becoming a fighter. That's what he needs to do. All that GQ, Range Rover, Beats by whatever the fuck. All that, yo, he needs to cut that out. You know? Fury is number 1. Fury can't be number 1 to me until he fights and beats Usyk, which is also the unified champion. You know? See, calling Fury number 1 now, people, I want you to understand me and hear me out. That's like saying Wilder is number 1 when he only had the WBC belt. That's it. That's all this really means. Fury is an embarrassment to British boxing. Damn. Miller should fight Dillian White. Yeah, that fight should happen. Because, you know, Dillian could have held his peace, but Dillian does what the fuck Dillian White wants to do. So he wanted to call out Miller's performance. He wanted to call it how he saw it. He wanted to show people how much that fight sucked. Well, if that's the case, Dillian, you need to want to fight Jarrell Miller to show you, or to show him how it is. Stop being the big up guy. Stop being the top boy. Stop trying to be that egotistical, I'm better, they just want to payday type fighter, and get your ass in there and fight these guys that we want to see you fight. And I want to see you fight, and I think I can speak for y'all as well. I want to see him fight the dudes he criticizes. That's only fair. If you criticize a guy, yo, that fight was trash. Okay, mother, I want to show you how it's done. Either I fight the guy that you fought, or I'm going to fight you. Either one, I'm going to get it in. Lucas Brown versus AJ. Yeah, that'd be piss poor. Good hair, Kurt. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, MP. Floyd. Kurt, too funny. Kurt fade on point. Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother John Cinco. You know, he hooked it up. I got a cat out in Austin, man. He's pretty good too. You know, and he really and like the guy from Austin, he's really from Boston. I say he was from Boston, now he's in Austin over here. You know, but Fury's still searching for his balls as his marbles come to that. Oh, you guys ain't right. That's gone. Boxing is dead. I don't think boxing is dead. Oh, no, absolutely not. Now, the way that they do business should die, because the way that they've been doing business of boxing is toxic. You know, it's so counterproductive to the point that every fight that we should see happen doesn't happen because of the way they do not, I repeat, the way they do not handle that particular situation and structure. They need another structure. They definitely need another structure. DeGallo Ruiz Uno. Member! What up, Kurt? Marks out of 10, how AJ did, and great on your knowledge and get back safely. Absolutely. It's the only great fight in his entire career. I agree. AJ needs Sugar Hill if the Fury camp sacks him. You know what? That would be crazy, wouldn't it? But no, I think Anthony is going to stay with Derek James. Derek James, man, he is he's a good coach. And it's crazy the way Derek James wanted AJ to throw those shots to the body. Though he actually did it he did it the way Derek wanted him to do it, and he really hurt Franklin. You had to go to Franklin's body. He's like King Hippo. Is it King Hippo? Right. From Punch Out, you got to hit him in the gut. I agree, AJ. Okay, let's see. After watching Joshua, Fury should have offered Usyk 90-10 split. A split with Joshua would be 95-5. Fury would destroy all of these guys. That's why Usyk pulled out of the fight. Alexander, I doubt. No, bro. No. Usyk pulled out of that fight because they confirmed that he wasn't training for a fight. And if you're not training for a fight that you're pretending to train for, that just shows that you're a liar. And he was lying about it that whole time, fronting like Javen Sugar Hill was over there for him. That's why his daddy got mad. You forget that, huh? You don't want to talk about that noise. But that's the noise that you're supposed to be hearing, because that's the truth I'm telling you. It might sound like noise to you, but that's the truth. And they knew. That's like, this guy ain't even fighting, and he's bringing up stuff that we already went over. That's just like, okay, that's just like getting into it with your spouse or your mate. And your spouse and your mate, you guys talk about a certain problem that you have. Okay, and you get over that, and then it comes to another problem, and then that gets handled. And then all of a sudden, that person brings back up the thing that y'all got over already. That's counterproductive. That's what Tyson Fury was doing. He didn't want that fight. He just knew, hey, let's keep bullshitting these guys until they get mad and give up. They're Ukrainian, so they want to make shit make sense. And they're only gonna, look, their patience only gonna run so far. Anybody's patience only runs so far, especially when you're dealing with a damn trickster slash slickster, right? Povetkin was old. Was he 39, 40? But guess what? He was, no, he wouldn't. He was like 38. Because I'm gonna tell you why. When Joshua beat him in 18, he knocked out Dillian White in 2020. He knocked Dillian White's ass out, though, didn't he? Seriously, Parker and Martin, paper champions. Well, here's the thing. Parker got beat by Joyce. Joyce is a badass. But why is Joyce a badass? He's the first one to beat Parker. So get this. You can't talk too bad about Parker, because if you discredit Parker too much, you can't credit or big up Joe Joyce for beating Joseph Parker. Does that make sense? A lot of people do that shit. A lot of people do it, and they don't understand what they're doing, because that same person will say, man, no, Joe Joyce is a bad MFer. No, if he can't be that bad if the guy that he beats is not that good. Counterpunch. Gentleman's game. AJ been going to the body. That looked good, really good. That was okay. But you have to keep in mind, he was with a smaller, shorter fighter. So he can't look that good being as tall as he is. You know? It just looked funny as hell, and it looked so noticeable when someone that tall and big like AJ goes to hold. Like, damn, you're holding this short ass dude, man. You know? And see, when I heard counterpunching and something new and special and all that shit, you know what I thought about? I said, man, Joshua's gonna sit in the pocket and, you know, start really throwing these shots and coming up with different techniques with Joyce, you know, blocking and bow, bow, bow. Bow! He was gonna sit in the pocket like something like a Evander Holyfield used to do, because Evander used to do that. You know, he used to block punches with his shoulders and shit like that. So, you know, I thought that's what Joshua was gonna do, not that shit he was doing. He did it when it was convenient for him to do it, like he was in those clinches. So he would clinch, then he would be trying to get in there. And no, bro, you gotta be more authentic with that. You know. That's the shitty way to do that. Alexander, you wouldn't know the truth if it bit you on the nose. Shot the bits. Scared of his own shadow. Damn. AJ too slow for Fury. Fury would get AJ now. That AJ we saw, he would get him. And see, this is what happens. Yeah, I gotta get gas. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got the first super chat. Philly Irish Drew Evo. AJ waiting to get put out of his misery. Appreciate the $2 super chat. I'm gonna get some gas. Can you guys hear me? Testing 1 2. Testing. Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. AJ did the same thing Fury did versus White and Chisora, but y'all won't admit it. Well, you know, that makes a lot of sense. It was similarity. It's just Fury just looks so much better. But see, Fury got the damn job. See, I would have tolerated that. If it would have ended in a knockout. You know, that's my thing. If it would have ended in a knockout, I would have tolerated that. But to go 12 rounds and do the shit he did. They got this artificial. Okay, so South Wales, leave me alone. The KO part, but it still ended in an obvious unanimous decision. I hope that AJ be bluffing everybody to get that Fury fight. That beat the living shit out of him. Legit, take all the frustration out on him that he and Wilder caused him for years. Hey, that would be badass though. Because you know, guys, so you guys know if you don't, Alexander Usyk did that shit in the Chisora fight. He looked like shit. He looked like dude. I mean, he still did his thing. He still won the fight, but he didn't look like he looked against AJ in the first fight. Where his level is. His level was pretty good. Can't hear you. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Mic not working? Okay, how about now? We hear you. Audio is perfect. Is now you're in the inside. Yeah, Wilder was never that good. I mean, Wilder's just a big puncher. He's a big puncher. His chin is questionable, but he has a lot of heart, you know? And he made up for it a lot of times because he would knock people the hell out. You know, you can't get your knockout shot if he hits you first and knocks you out. A lot of times to be first is all you need. You don't have to be better. No, you don't have to be you don't have to be better. Has Bob popped up yet? No, I haven't seen Bob. Bob's been chilling on an island somewhere, man. If I was that old, I'd be chilling on an island, smoking trees. Got all that money, you're a millionaire. I'll be eating shrimps and steaks for dinner, fruit and vegetables, all types of fruits and grains in the morning time. In like the afternoon, I would be drinking mimosas, sitting back getting purred. You know, that's what I would be doing. I'm not just a good puncher. I'm the greatest puncher of all times. Till this day, the Bronze Bomber. AJ looks gun shy since before Andy first fight concussion, then sparring before Andy won. Well, you got to get that to Joey DeWaco. Joey DeWaco put that damn concussion. What the hell? Wilder not that good, but the whole of the UK are petitioning for AJ to stay away from him. Well, they don't want AJ to get hit by him. That's what that is. You got a guy that said, and this is like Wilder. The first time I seen Wilder, it was actually the Malik Scott fight. It was the Malik Scott fight. And I didn't see a punch landed, but I'm like, damn, if he hits like that, because I didn't know he was just a one-handed fighter at the time. I knew he had like a record of like 30 counts, and it was just crazy. I'm like, damn, what kind of record is that? It's like it was made in a lab, you know what I mean? But the record was, yeah, in a sense made in a lab because it was made by design. Okay, people, you know, especially Golden Boy. And Golden Boy might have single-handedly covered up a loss that he had, a KO that he had, just to market him. You know? Eddie Rush coming in with that. Zico! Appreciate you, brother. 10-2 at best. Bryce Productions, high. Wilder versus Scott was definitely a fixed fight. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. I mean, there is nothing else that you can say about that. He didn't land with the shot. He took a little club and left hook, and the right did not connect. Would you agree that that was the AJ that actually was still aggressive? That was the aggressive AJ. You know? But yeah, I think that left hook hurt him. That probably, I don't know. What do you think about the potential fight between Pulev and Jermaine Franklin? Is it a good fight? I think Jermaine Franklin is a good fight. I think it is. They can do it in the U.S. Did you ever box at all, Kurt? Yeah, I used to amateur box, man. I was a welterweight because I was tall and real skinny. My ass kind of looked like Fonfora. I have the touch of death. Even the wind of my punch can knock you out. Man, that's some deadly wind. Yeah, I got deadly wind too when I go and I'll run everybody out of here. Jokes, guys, jokes. Joyce doesn't beat AJ. Joyce has yet to prove anything. Come on now. Would he have beat the AJ last night? I don't know. Because, see, Joshua's still a better fighter than Joyce. Joyce just has an unlimited gas tank and a great chin. You know, don't mean he has, like, great technique and shit like that. No. If you know you're invincible and you're coming forward and you don't get tired, you can beat the shit out of anybody, especially if that person can't hurt you or stop you. if those punches don't affect you. Franklin versus Dubois, easy belt for Franklin. Yeah, I would like to see that, and I would go for Jermaine Franklin in that fight. You know, even though Dubois is a big boy, just like Joshua and Joyce and all those guys, you know, I still think he's not. But see, Daniel Dubois has the right type of promoter. That's why he's where he's at. Make excuses. Rats. Beyonce is Ducky Ruiz. Yeah, he should have fought Ruiz though, honestly. Raw Rumber G. Only Juice fans clamorizing for a Ruiz fight because Ruiz punched up Juice. Yeah, he did fuck him up though, didn't he? Man, I was crazy. Look, I was shocked, man. I was in shock when that happened. When Joshua lost, like when he lost, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker got beat. He getting his ass beat. And like, I'm crazy, man, because like, you know, if you ever watch a fight with somebody else and their reactions, that's why reactions are so popular, because, you know, that's your response. You know, your reaction to something is the way you feel about it, but spontaneously, that first initial, damn, you know, and it was crazy because Joshua got caught, and I was like, what the hell, you know? And see, here's the problem. I didn't see, when I first started watching the fight, okay, guys, I didn't see Joshua knock Ruiz down, but I saw Ruiz knock him down. Because again, I was at work. And I'm thinking, okay, Joshua made it to the USA. He's going to knock out a fat butterball called Ruiz, a.k.a. Snickers. Kurt, please be careful driving and reading comments, my brother. Usyk, the real champ, a.k.a. Ben Adams. Yeah, I will, man. I will. Appreciate you bringing them in big caps. That would help a lot, guys, if you just put it in all caps. I just know, because it's better. I don't know if my eyes are getting bad or whatever. It's just harder to read. I wish it was a way you can increase the fun from this app, YouTube. That would be cool. AJ spars good fighters. Bad mental side needs to improve. Too much time watching Klitschko fights. Yeah. I mean, obviously he watched a shitload of them. Kurt, Usyk beat a broken Joshua. Joyce would destroy Joshua. Never mind Joshua ever fighting Fury. Ruiz got beat by Parker. You muppet. I mean, it was close. It was a split decision. It ain't like Parker beat the shit out of him or nothing. No, Parker was just at home, people. That was some home cooking. You know, part of that was home cooking, but Parker did do a good job. He boxed, he moved, he used the ring. He boxed, he moved, he used the ring. He repeated the process. That's all he did, and that's all he had to do with Ruiz. Okay? He got robbed. I wouldn't even say he got robbed, but, you know, if that was in the USA, you probably would be looking at, Joshua would have probably fought Ruiz in 2018 instead of Joseph Parker. Pulev versus Chisora 3 I want to see. Pulev knocked Chisora out. The second one was in favor of Pulev, but the ref was shocking. Yeah, these refs are a trip. You guys remember in 2019 when Pulev kissed Jenny Suchet on the lips? And that shit got a lot of buzz. And then they called this chick at a party lap dance and getting drunk, probably doing drugs too. She was probably high. And then they caught her like, oh, this is not on camera, right? Yeah, man, that was a trip. But like, let that be a reminder, man. Things that you should not do while you're a celebrity or a public figure or an athlete. Like Floyd Mayweather. Money Mayweather says, athlete. You're not an athlete. Athlete. He did it like it was his girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, he was happy. I get it. I don't think it was bad. I think he knew her personality. I think, like a lot of those female commentators and reporters or whatever, a lot of them, they, you know, they're flirty. And he was like, okay, yeah, I know, you know, she was, you know, they were probably flirting earlier. And he was like, okay, this is a chick comfortable enough to, you know, do what I want to do in an expressive kind of way. And he did exactly that, didn't he? Then he said sorry, but she did it for fame. Yep. Jews fight Wilder. He not making it to Fury. Nobody ain't gonna make it to Fury that's worth a shit, to be real with you. Fury don't want, no, I don't want any of the top guys. They're all bums anyway. Give me the easy peasies. Derek James threw more punches in the corner than AJ did. Yeah, because he wanted AJ to hit, to punch in a certain way. Usyk's reputation in the heavyweight division is built on sand. I think Triple D beats him by KO. PSF, he would have to beat him by KO because he wouldn't go win any other fucking way. Danny Dubois, man, I learned from that Kevin Ladena fight. He's not that good. I learned from the Joe Joyce fight he wasn't that good. Before he fought Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois had about 10 or 11 early round stoppages for me. Those fights were called off too early. Daniel Dubois, no. Fury is following the Mayweather blueprint, just Canelo. You know, I bet you any kind of money that if Tyson Fury fought and beat Joshua, he would retire. He wouldn't fight nobody else. Man, you know what? I was asleep, bro. I did not. I slept till probably around my time, 11 or 12. Dude, I was out. I was done. Dude, I was done. I needed the rest. Dubois got dropped 3 times, but a lesser cruiserweight, he's trash. Yeah, he got hit and hurt, though. I don't care what you say. How does Joshua do against fighters his size? I think he does pretty good. But if he starts that holding shit, we know that would convince me, like, yo, he's not the same dude, and he won't be. You mean to tell me you went all the way over here and got Errol Spence's trainer, the Errol Spence that digs to the body and is very aggressive, but yet uses his ring IQ to get the damn job done and end up beating people's ass all at the same time? Yeah, and then he comes over there and then that's he's supposed to represent Derek James? No. Not if he does that again. My point is, Usyk is not a heavyweight, and I don't blame Fury not wanting to fight. Dude, Usyk is 230 pounds. You tripping. You tripping. There's nowhere else to go. Fuck that Bridgerweight bullshit. That's bullshit anyhow. That's something that Mauricio created or attempted to create in order to make another weight class, in order to have more sanctioning fees brought to his organization. That's why he did that. AJ versus Martin McCauley would be a good fight, bro. I wouldn't want to see that either, truth be told. On the positive now, James. So safe to say Franklin fits that Ruiz, but that can Usyk small, quick hand mode fight. Right. AJ won 9 rounds. Yeah, he won 9 rounds or 10. I know Franklin won round 4. You know, Hrgovic said he's ready to destroy AJ. If Hrgovic lets his hands go, I think that would be a pretty good fight. Eddie Rush, Kurt, do you think that sometimes maybe people just lose it and don't know how to get it back skill-wise? I'm thinking about AJ. I don't know. I don't think you could lose skill like that. But I appreciate you donating Cinco to CPN. They grow up. Never saw Hrgovic. Hrgovic's okay, but see, I don't think Hrgovic has a chin, man. Because you see now Zhilei Zhang, you know, with his old self, was banging Hrgovic up, and he had a Hrgovic, you know, hurt. I think Joshua would knock out Hrgovic. See, if I'm Joshua, I'd go after all these young dudes. Just go after them. Get them before they know shit. Get them where they were still green. You know, get them where they don't have no hair in between. Zhang beat Hrgovic. See, a lot of people thought Zhang won, but you know, who knows? If he fought like this, he would have schooled Ruiz one. I want to see Juice versus who is Dempsey McCain. He has poor defense and poor chin. They grow in the military. You are not going to stay at the top 3. Knocking heavyweights out, it's impossible. Hrgovic has poor defense and a good chin. That's what he did do to Franklin. He smothered and covered on some. He don't know, or he don't how to stop this, or don't know how to stop this. Yeah, you guys are fucking, some of you guys are more dyslexic than me. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, that is, I know what you're trying to say. Blaine Walker. Monday is the deadline. yeah, Tyson Fury was wasted, dude. Zhang beat Hrgovic. Big Baby Miller probably KO AJ. He knocks out AJ. Jarrell Miller, that's the bad guy. I told you AJ was a pussy. I told you Dillian White's a pussy. He can get it too. Look, I can take out all these boys. They lucky that shit slipped through the cracks last time, because I was ready to knock out AJ's ass all over the place. I know. I smelt pussy. AJ, the greatest hype job in history. Damn. AJ needs to find his mojo. We are talking heavyweight boxing. You know Jarrell Miller, man. I told everybody. Here we go. After he knocks out, this is Jarrell Miller when he knocks out AJ in the UK. Okay. This thing on. Hello, can everybody hear me? What's up? What's up, London? Like I told you guys, that AJ, your champion, your former whatever the fuck he is, he's a former pussy. Because I knew he was a pussy from the get-go. I know he was a big pussy. He was a big muscle-bound pussy. I told you he was on steroids. He's using TUAs, and he's not able to take those drugs no more, because if I got pinched, he would have got pinched too. But he had protection. So I showed everybody. I'm a fat guy with titties, and I showed everybody what was the deal. And the deal was he wasn't real. AJ wasn't real. I'm from Brooklyn. I had cornflakes and water growing up. I slept with the roaches and the rats. Now I knocked out a big pussy cat, just like AJ did. That's what I did. And I showed everybody, yeah, boo me all you want, because the bad guy's gonna be here. The real Big Baby Miller. I'm coming for everybody. Dillian White, you and your fucked up mohawk. I'm gonna knock you out too. What's up? What you wanna do? Bars. You know, it's, you know, yeah. Eddie Hearn, you a pussy too. You a hypocrite. You had all these guys test for positive, but you always protected them. You threw me under the bus, said I owe you money. How about all them other motherfuckers owe you money? I know Conor Ben owes you a rack. You ain't said shit about him just because his dad's famous. That's all that is. This is a hierarchy. This is nepotism. Bullshit. Miller smokes white. I want to see the fight. Bars. I want to see it. Then he lost one fight and went downhill. I also remember when Pulev was about to face Jarrell Miller and Miller pulls out. Yeah, that would have been a good fight though. Because I would like to see well, Miller would have smothered Pulev, but if Pulev could maintain the distance, he could just use the jab to beat Miller. Just hit that big ass 10-pound ham head, because you can't miss that big ass thing. AJ had good combos and pressure. Otto Eileen versus AJ. AJ, when AJ retires, you're gonna miss him. AJ is a good guy, and good people get the most criticism. But AJ is winning in reality. That's why the Bible says we are in the world, but not of it. Yeah, well, the Bible says that. Yeah, I am familiar with that. I don't know what book it's in, but I've heard that many, many times. And I'm pretty sure the Quran, which AJ now follows, says something of a similar fashion. Wilder versus Miller would be good. I think really Miller needs to come up with somebody to beat here. And he has to do something big. Like if he can take out Jared Anderson, yeah. I mean, it'll be Big Baby versus Big Baby. If I'm Jarrell Miller, I would call myself Bigger Baby. Now AJ has good defense. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like getting hit, I think that would be your best bet, to be honest with you. I think that should be your best bet. If you don't like to get hit, you better learn some defense, and you better learn it quick. Bars. Now AJ has good defense. Let's see. Kurt, who's AJ or any other fighters next session? Great impressions too. DiRagalo. Appreciate you, man. I could Joyce beating Usyk. I got Joyce beating Usyk. I could see Joyce just kind of I could see Joyce wearing Usyk down to a certain degree. That's White moved up. The whole division is garbage. Kurt, have you AJ sister in your wait? What? Kurt, you have AJ's sister in your chat, by the way. Okay, great. You mean Janet? Janet Joshua? The God-fearing woman? Yeah, she's beautiful though, man. She's a beautiful lady. She looks like she's actually naturally happy. Yeah, AJ has better defense and accuracy, but at the cost of aggression and being a finisher just like Klitschko. Yeah, Klitschko and AJ have similarities now. But here's the thing. And this is what we should remember about Anthony Joshua, or really about Klitschko. What type of legacy did Klitschko leave behind? 1, he was a gentleman. 2, he was a guy that has his own legacy. 3, he will be somebody that you always will remember. You know? And 4, he had character. I mean, he was not... you never seen Klitschko, very educated. You know, his fights were boring. But other than that, you know, like look at Vladimir right now. Look at Vitaly. Look at all those guys right now. What are they doing now? They're protecting their country. They're protecting their country. See, even before the war, Klitschko showed he had character, and he showed that, like, guys like Vladimir Klitschko, Andre Ward, who else? Those two right now stick out, that they look still good after the career of boxing. Most fighters, because I was going to say Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley looks fat. Now, I ain't seen him out of clothes, but he's short, so what are you going to really do? But other than that, these guys know, you know, they take care of themselves. Layla Ali is another one, right? You don't see them all fat and out of shape, because whatever they're doing in life, they're still maintaining a healthy diet and a healthy routine, okay? So keep that in mind. But for this era, it's not a bad performance. Dr. Steelhammer. Fight AJ. Kurt, fight AJ. Man, I would love to fight Anthony Joshua. I would love to fight Anthony Joshua. And dude, I ain't sparred in months. Yeah, but I'll fight him though. Dude, what? Give me $3 million. I'll fight him for $3 million. I'll call him the landlord. Yeah, I'm your landlord now. I'm your landlord. All right, landlord. Can I stay in your facility for 12 rounds or for however long it goes? Because the thing is, like, AJ, I think, is heavy-handed, but I think, here's the thing. They picked the wrong guy to fight. Jermaine Franklin was not the best guy. He was just the best guy right now that they could use from the momentum that he created with Dillian White for giving him a good fight. Roy Jones needs to retire. Roy Jones should have retired years before he actually retired. Tyson Fury is completely nuts. Monday! Yeah. It's those crazy ones that you will remember, though. Kurt would knock out AJ. If I knocked out Anthony Joshua, that shit would be like Creed 3, wouldn't it? Because I'm older than AJ. So, yeah, I'm like Usyk's height. So, you know, yeah, you want that payday. Connor Bonner, you damn right I want that payday. Shit, I want to build my house in Barbados. That's where I'm going to retire. You know? Or probably DR would probably be fair. But I would have something in DR. I go there too much. You know what I mean? I go there too much. For that money, so would I. Hell yeah. Give me $3 million. If I knock him out, I'll get $5 million. Man, I'll be trying to take Joshua's head off. I hope he just I can't get up for Kurt DeVille. He's a content creator. He has some character. I heard some of his videos, but I'll knock him the spark out with very little training. Good, because I'm going to train like a mother sucker. I will train like a mother sucker. And I will do it naturally, unlike other people. Kurt versus AJ on pay-per-view. $100. I'd watch it and root for you. Blaine Walker. Hey, let's go, baby. Let's go. My YouTube channel would be through the roof. So even if when AJ does knock me out, I'm gonna still have that integrity, because I'm gonna make it worth it, dude. I'm gonna make it worth his while. I ain't gonna, you know how some people say, man, I go out there and fight. Because I remember when I was younger, you know, Mike Tyson was champion, especially when he was champion, dude, I was like 10, 11 years old, right? And, you know, a lot of people say, man, I fight Mike Tyson for $10 million. All he had to do, he don't even have to hit me, I'll just lay down. No, you're gonna have to knock me out, bro. You have to knock me out, because I'm coming for you. Because I have a competitive mindset. I have a competitive spirit. So there's no way I'm gonna let you, like, dude, no. Yeah, hell yeah, I'd fight him. You know, $3 million, hell yeah. Give me that Tommy Fury money. I'll take that Tommy Fury money. Yeah. Go out on my shield. I go out like Deontay Wilder. Shucks. I go out like Deontay Wilder. Yeah, this guy looks like he's trying to move on. Cuba Gooding Jr. equals Roy Jones Jr. If he can outbox him, he can claim he did a better than Fury. Tommy Fair apparently has spent $1 million on Disney-style holiday. Yeah, that dummy. You got to be an idiot to do something like that, you know. But hey, it can happen, bro. Disney. I took my daughter to Disney World when she was 11 years old, bro. My oldest kid, and it was a trip. Lucas Snickers are steroids. Everybody thinks they go out on their shield. Not really. Well, I mean, some people just get knocked out. I mean, I can think that's fair enough to go out on your shield if you get knocked out, right? Could you see Fury versus Wilder 4? Yeah. XK shots. Fury can't beat Usyk or not confident. We got Kamul's Fine coming in with that Australian love with half a duh. Kurt gets folded like Stavern in the first round by Chocolatito. I guess Chocolatito. How about Chocolate? Chocolatito is little. I don't call Wilder little. Right? Appreciate the love though. Yeah, I mean, I probably would, but I would, you know, I would give it a shot. There is no way, like Joshua, dude, I would fight Joshua tooth and nail. You know, I mean, and then see, here's the thing. You got to focus in there with Joshua. You have to be ready to strike. You have to be ready to get in there. You gotta know what you're doing. Because Joshua, that's why he overwhelmed Jermaine Franklin, because Jermaine Franklin was getting hit with those jabs, and Jermaine Franklin, he felt those jabs. You know, so he had to get his pound of flesh. He had to acclimate, okay? He had to acclimate. I think he struggles with smaller, more explosive, and faster fights. Yeah, I know he does. Look at Ruiz, man. It's just Joshua's oblong compared to those cats, and he picks against him every time. If Franklin go toe-to-toe with AJ, any man can. Well, you know, Joshua ain't going toe-to-toe, though. We showed you that. He ain't doing like he did with Dillian White. Franklin has no angles. No, he don't. If he was a better fighter, or if his timing was better, he could have done a lot more to AJ. But when AJ got hit, you can tell it was all like he was almost like he was fucking scared to death. And I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Tony Lyons, Kurt, you don't honestly believe you last around with AJ, do you? Hell yeah, I believe I would. Maybe 5. But it depends on what type of shape I'm in. So if I'm going out there to get knocked out, okay, I won't last. Let's just be real, I won't last. He can catch me one of them big ass 40-pound weighing ass left hooks, because you know one of Anthony Joshua's arms weighs about fucking 40 pounds. So if he hits you with one of them 40-pound left hooks, yeah, I don't think that would end well, sir. You know what I mean? But you know, because Joshua, you know, he's a big dude. The motherfucker's bigger than me, taller than me, you know? So I'm going to have to be, but I think I'm faster than him. So I'm going to go in there and try to do my best. You know, I'll be a Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston in that piece. I'm gonna go in there and stick and move, and then try to eat his ass up when he comes in. Try to make him miss and make him pay. Make him miss and make him pay. That's what I'll try to do. I won't leave anything to chance, bro. None of that. None of that goes. Okay? None of it. Some weird takes in the chat, or some weird talks in the chat. Pulev's a good fighter. He always has been. I think Pulev just waited too long to do what he did. But see, Pulev was one of those guys that he is one of the reasons why boxing died. Because see what happened, Pulev was one of those guys that was the IBF mandatory, but he got injured in 2017. Now he redeemed it 3 years later. That's why when he kissed Jenny Suchet or Shisu or whatever, he was so happy, because he actually standed the test of time, because he kept that IBF option over. See, if he would have lost, he would have missed out. Bottom line, he would have just missed out. So it is what it is with him. Okay. So, but he kept on. He kept on to that point where I was like, well, damn, dog, like, who are you gonna fight? What was it, Bogdan Dinu that he fought? Somebody like that? Raz Karan, some shit like that. So, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Never saw much from Pulev. So, you can't slate AJ for not doing it. He's never, ever been dropped. Was he ever a champion? Pulev was never a champion. No, he was not. Povetkin was, but he was not. But I like Alexander Povetkin. He don't talk a lot of shit. He's real quiet, you know. But in what you've seen about Povetkin, Povetkin will take you out, you know. But I think this, in closing, guys, I think AJ has always been pushed past his ability. It's just he somehow found a way to make do until lately, okay, until recently, in the last few years. He was pushed out. His 16th pro fight, he fought for the championship. He wasn't ready for that type of shit, but they pushed him because he was so marketable. AJ and Eddie knew, like, I got a golden freaking goose. I'm going to make a lot of money off of him. Let's see what this kid can do. Let's see how much money he can make. Not let's see if he's ready. Not let's see if he's able or equipped. No, he wanted to make as much money as he could from Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, now I think he shouldn't be in any type of fight with someone that's challengeable, because he needs to get his confidence back. That's what he needs. Mycelium in the clinches, why did no one go to the body? Frank had every chance to hit Josh inside the body when clinching, since he's a smaller man, but vice versa. Josh fell short in the body game as well. Okay, appreciate it. First of all, appreciate you for that. Duh. And Joshua did try to go to the body, bro. He just was too tall that he really wasn't successful in doing so. And Franklin, you're right. Franklin should have used that opportunity to throw hooks to the body. Now, he went downstairs with jabs and right hands to the body, which they were blocked. They were pivoted by Joshua. Joshua seen that right away, you know. But no, he should have been on his game. Joshua nearly folded Franklin to the body. When he hit him to the body, when he did what Derek James wanted him to do, he did hurt Franklin. Kurt the haters say Canelo shot in AJ too, but they still make more money than every other boxer. They supposed to. They're the ones that's holding the sport of boxing up. You know? AJ got exposed ever since Fat Boy knocked him out. Basil, I like AJ. How do you rate him as a fighter? ABC. I give AJ a C+. Canelo only lost to 175-pound fighters. He's still a beast. That's why I'm saying, what if AJ wasn't going for the KO and testing his stamina? If he wasn't, and if he was playing possum or playing whatever, it was brilliant. And people will soon pay, or whoever pays that gets in the ring with AJ. You know, maybe that's it. Maybe he did fool everybody. He might have tricked everybody. But someone like Tyson Fury, you're going to have to do that in order for Tyson Fury to get in the ring with you. Because if you show him something that you are an ass-kicking machine, he will not fight you. You better ask Joe Joyce about that. You better ask Joe Joyce about that. Because Joe Joyce showed and made Tyson Fury believe, I'm not fucking with Joe Joyce. That big fucking half-Irish Dulce, he will put me in. He'll hurt you. Now, he ain't going to do that. Tyson Fury wants somebody that looks beatable so he can look better. So he can play that I'm fucking the big heavyweight white Floyd Mayweather bullshit that he does. That's why he does that. And, you know, and like Joe Joyce ain't that type of dude, you know, because he's just as big as you. You're not going to be able to like hold on him and shit like that, because the minute Tyson tries to grab him, he might, because see what Joyce does not go backwards. Joyce just keeps moving forward, and he might plow through fucking Fury. He might hit Fury all on the head and all types of shit, you know, and Fury knows that. That's why he didn't want to fight him. He said some shit like, get your profile up. So it is what it is, man. I think if Anthony Joshua's faking, he has a lot of people fooled. And hey, fair play to him if he gets the fights that he actually wants. He did call out Tyson Fury, so we'll see what Tyson Fury and how Tyson Fury responds. And of course, I will counterpunch with a video when that happens. But I thank all of you guys for coming in back today. I do apologize because I was tired as shit. Had a lot of dramatic stuff happen yesterday, and I worked all morning, kind of similar to where I was. I wasn't that bad because I was really gone when when Fury fought Dillian White, but it was still a challenging day. Most importantly, we got through it. God bless you all. Have a terrific Sunday evening / night, and everyone on the chat that came, gone, or went has been counterpunched. Peace.